Hey guys, I'm going to show you a match that I played recently where I lost, and me and this guy actually played 3 games. We played a 3-game series, so whoever won 2 games first was going to win the 3-game series, and he happened to win the first game. Um, he was a tricky player. He wasn't the best player in the world, but sometimes the players who aren't really that good are the ones that give me trouble. I notice real good players, I tend to beat them easily and dominate them, but the guys who have lower ratings are the ones that give me trouble. I think maybe because subconsciously I don't go into games with inferior players focused. So that's probably why I dropped my level. I dropped my game to a lower level, and that's why I lose. But I think I did everything right. I brought my knight out, and he brought his pawn down to d5, and I brought my pawn up to d4. So early on, I was trying to take control of the center 4 squares in the center part of the board, and he kind of took control first. As you see, he has his bishop, his knight, and his pawn in the center of the board, and I had my knight on the other side of the board. That wasn't the best move. I have a little pawn chain going on, and I probably should have took that pawn right there, but I moved my knight over. So he kind of confused me early on. I threatened his bishop. He moved his bishop down and threatened my rook, so he pretty much had me on the defensive early on in the game. And I actually led the game. That's what was so disappointing, is that I took his bishop and still managed to lose, even though I had an early lead. He put me into check. I defend my king, moving my bishop to d2. He moves his bishop back. Then I move my queen up. He moves his queen down to h4, put me into check. I move out the way. He puts me in check again. I move out the way again. He threatens my queen. So he was just really applying a lot of pressure, not really giving me time to do anything. And right here, I feel like this is why I should have won, because I was all up in his grill. You know what I mean? All up in his territory. And I felt like maybe, I don't know if there's any chess experts watching this video, but I'm sure there's some way I could have got checkmate right here. I'm not sure, but it looked like I could have done some damage, and I just kind of let up. Put him into check again. He moved back up. Then I moved my, so like, you know, I had my knight, my bishop, and my queen, you know, all into his territory, and then I have this black bishop down here. You know, I felt like I could have done something up here. I don't know. Maybe I should have took that out. I don't know. But he moves his rook over, and that's what happens. And that knight right here was really stopping me from doing a lot. You know, especially getting checkmate. So that knight was in the way. I took his rook, and he took my bishop, and I put him into check. He moved down, put him into check again. Moved my pawn up, threatening his knight. He moved the knight down, put him into check again. He moved over. I moved my pawn up, trying to get my pawn involved. He moved his queen over to f3. I moved my rook up over. He moves his queen up to d5. And see here, he can put me into check and then take my rook, because I couldn't take his knight with my queen, because then, of course, he'll take my queen with his queen. And I'm already down with material, so I don't want to give away any more pieces if I don't have to. So I moved my king over so that he couldn't put me into check, and he threatens my rook and my bishop. I just moved my rook up, and he threatens my queen, and I'm so busy trying to, I guess, I don't know what I was doing at this point, but it wasn't a great move because all I did was put him into check. He moved out the way, and then I took his pawn like a dummy instead of bringing my queen back down. I don't really think it was nowhere I could really move at that point anyway. Let me see. No, I was pretty much fucked at that point, and he just checkmated me, and I was very shocked by this loss because I was leading in the game and I just didn't make the best moves. I didn't make bad moves, but he just put a lot of pressure on me and never gave me a time to come up with a game plan. Once he got me into check, he would put pawns on my pieces, and I had to move my pieces back, had to move my pieces out the way, and I was so busy playing defense that I couldn't really get off in an offense. You know, I couldn't come up with an offensive plan because he kept attacking, and applying pressure. So good job to him. Make sure you guys check out round 2. We played 2 more times. We played 3 games. So check out the rematch. Peace.